I have no clue how people still think that Link is Zelda in this trailer.
Well, here, I'll show you the #1 reason why it can't be Zelda. I'm not saying that Zelda isn't playable, but from what we're seeing from the beginning of this trailer is if she is probably not going to be for a while. Here, this is the part. This is the important part. This is why you're not going to be playing. Oh, because there she goes. You're going to be saving Zelda because that's usually what you do in a Zelda game. Surprise, surprise. But I know that's not a surprise to any of you. Never noticed that? You're welcome. Also, I've noticed some people point this out. This is pretty cool. The broom rune confirmed. I don't know if you can tell, but that is clearly a broom. So here we've got, like I said, broom rune. Now everybody, this is probably a better example than the picture that I cropped out. This is a much better example, because you can see them all over this still. But yeah, I don't know, people are saying these are eggs. They're definitely not eggs, right? That's the whole point here, is that they're pine cones. As soon as I figured that out, like I didn't figure it out, but I'd seen enough people call them eggs to be like, okay, well. But yeah, we got these pine cones here. So that had my wheels turning, right? The hamsters and the wheels and the brain, they were going. I was like, well, maybe we can extrapolate some of this stuff. So a lot of other people, there's like the gates. So in this one, you can definitely see it. People are analyzing them to be heavily inspired by gates for like Shinto temples. So yeah, here we go, a torii. I could see it. Can you see it? Kind of, so yeah, okay. Like maybe a proto version, even though I'm sure these date back very, very far. So that raises the question, right? If these gates are around the pine cone things, which are also near, if we look at the end of the trailer here, these floating island thingies here. So you've also got your pine cones, and we've got these floating island thingies here. You see it, but you don't see the significance? Me neither, but we could be just grasping at straws here. We could see. I've got some deep analysis. I bookmarked some things, though the more I look at it, I'm like, well, maybe, probably not, but it could still be fun to look over anyways. In my initial reaction, by the way, MGK, I kind of think that this might be a prequel, though not necessarily a prequel. Maybe it'll have something to do with traveling back in time to an earlier version of the Hyrule Breath of the Wild land and map. It is not a prequel. No, I'm not saying that it's a prequel, but it does look like it could take place in an earlier version of the kingdom. No, I know, they definitely do say that it is a sequel, so I'm not going to go out there and say that it is a prequel because they've made the language very clear on that.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about prequel cause Zelda was fighting Ganon for 100 years straight.
Yeah, so what if this is like Link traveling back in time so that Zelda didn't have to fight Ganon for 100 years straight, or something to that effect? Like that, this green energy stuff that takes over. Well, let's look at it from the beginning. Here, let's take a look. Let's see what happens here, because a lot of stuff happens in this trailer.
But could be like a Majora's Mask kind of thing? Traveling back, repeating the timeline.
It could be something like that, MGK. If the map, well, it depends. Because that could get really sticky if they keep the overworld map the same size and you have this time travel mechanic that you have to keep track of. I mean, definitely there is a time mechanic in the game. That is confirmed by this trailer. Could be more than time travel. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, it does give those vibes, and the developers themselves are not afraid to kind of talk about those connections. So here, right at the beginning, so to me, like, when I watch this, let's slow it down a little bit maybe. The first little bit of the trailer here is kind of like a recap of the first one, almost as if Link is having, like, flashback PTSD moments to the first trailer of, like, crazy stuff that happened before you see him kind of wake up into this new world of Breath of the Wild 2. So here, you see him get like attacked by Malice, right? Like the Malice F's up his arm before that green stuff ever touches him. And then it's like that green stuff fixes him, heals him. And then, yeah, the next part you see is, scary, maybe Ganon man? We're not sure. Maybe Ganon, though. It's very likely. It looks very similar, and there are a lot of signs pointing to it being him. Or I guess Ganondorf. And then Zelda fall. That's the saddest part. Is where she fall to.
It looks like they fell away from each other.
Yeah, and I do believe, like, in the first trailer, that's something that you do see. So yeah, I think somewhere in here, you do get to see that. So yeah, there you see it, right? Right there. Let's back that up, Ventrix, so you can peep that. So that's why I'm saying that the second trailer kind of begins as like a recap of Link, you know, flashbacks for him, bad ones.
If they simply reused Breath of the Wild's map for the ground level part, I'd be stoked.
If they reused it, I think they will for the most part. I also think that, you know, they've got all that data. Like once you download the DLC, right, you get that mode in the game. Why don't I just show you? Where you get to see everywhere that you've been, right? Hero's Path mode, that's what I'm talking about. See this? So once you get the DLC, you get to see everywhere that you've been on the map. And by extension of that, everywhere that you haven't been as well. And if you think that the players are the only people to know that, well, you are gravely mistaken. I'm sure the devs of this game have a very nice little program that takes every player's hero's path, even the ones that didn't get the DLC, and then makes a hotspot of where people haven't been. And then hotspots of where people have been the most. And that's how they're going to change the map for the new game. Is the places people have visited the most, those are going to be the places that have changed the most. Whereas places where people have visited the least, like apparently I've never even been up here, those places are going to change very minimally. See, this is really fun. And if you think we're the only people that know this info, then you're dead wrong, because the developers 100% know everything that's happened in this game by every player. And that's how they're going to make, even if it's the same map in terms of geometry, that's how they're going to spice things up, because they know where you've been, they know what you've done. But still, I'm sure if you overlaid everybody's maps, there would be places that nobody's been. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, how Zelda fell here, and how in the second trailer it's kind of a recap from Link's like PTSD perspective. See, like, what is this? Is this like goddess power? The power of goddesses? Oh, that was spook. And then see, there goes Zelda. That was it. That's all you get to see. Damn, dude. He's looking spooky. A lot of people talking about the Zonai as well. Does anybody know about the Zonai? I'll show you the Zonai. But you do get in the game, there's the barbarian garb. I think that's what it's called. And that's from Zonai, like the Zonai race, tribe, whatever they're referred to exactly as. Let me put it on. Yeah, the barbarian helm. So this, the Zonai stuff, they seem to like have just disappeared. So are they even around here? There's statues and stuff. But yeah, the Zonai, they're like just an ancient warrior barbarian tribe. I think they protected the royal family in the past. That was kind of their thing. So it's sort of like the Sheikah, but not the Sheikah. Maybe we have to go straight to just the Spring of Courage. Here we go. All right, so this architecture that you see here, all of this is, oh my god, is supposedly made by the Zonai. So all this stuff that you see, that is, ow, you son of a gun. You're a real son of a gun, you know that? Let's see if we can get a better look at stuff now that we've dealt with most of these dummies. So here's this like wall, I guess. And you can find these heads all over the Farron Woods, these guys. And even in other places too. He's like, dragon heads. So yeah, we got these. There's a ton more. I'm not sure which way is the best way to go to see them all. Oh, here's another one. Oh, two more. Okay, we'll just walk down this way. So yeah, this whole area is said to have been made by the Zonai. And some people seem to think that Link's arm has something to do with Zonai technology. Personally, I don't get that one. But, I mean, believe what you want to believe. Definitely too early to know for sure, especially about that arm. We just have not seen enough stuff about it to really know. Alright, so we got another, like, broken head here. Hey! We're looking at stuff and lore and things. Sir, we're trying to learn, okay? You're impeding our education, and I do not appreciate it. We must learn, and he just did not want us to learn. So we got more statues here. You'll see another one of these guys. Okay, we got more statues here. This is probably the way then. All right, look at these boys. Look at these. This one's big. He's really into face. I don't think he's actually any bigger. It's just nice and close up. And then more.
So the Zonai made the underworld in Breath of the Wild too? Is that the theory?
No, I don't think that's a theory. Just that whatever Link's arm technology has something to do with the Zonai because of the way that his appearance changes. There's also a theory that that Link here... Hey, would you not do that, please? There's a theory that Link had something happen to his face from that malice, and that's why you don't see his face in the second half of the trailer. Alright, is there any more statues around here, or are we good? Oh, here's some stuff actually. That's pretty interesting. I think there's also some Zonai stuff in that that part by the Lost Woods where it's like the dark trial, where you have to do it all in the dark. I think.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. That not seeing his face bit actually does lend itself to the playing as Zelda theory.
Yeah, but it's definitely not Zelda. Because if you watch the trailer enough, you can see that it is not Zelda. It's just Link with his hair down, like this. Let's take off the shield. Right, like Link's hair is pretty long in this game even. He's just up in a ponytail. Let's watch some more of this trailer too. Alright, check this out. If you haven't seen it, you gotta see it. Oh, it's still in slow. We'll watch it at full speed. So Zelda falls, that means Zelda not playable for a while. If playable at all. Thank you, MGK. I'm glad we both love all things Breath of the Wild and Zelda, that we have that in common. It's a very good thing to have in common. See, look at all this stuff. So yeah, that's our first trailer. I mean, the second trailer. And as you can clearly see, Link is flying. Link has the power of flight. But you can also see pretty well in this one that, like, he's got something. Is that malice? Is that from the arm? Like here it's all purple. Like his arm kind of was dead or something. Like the malice pretty much killed it, and then whatever is on his arm in this shot like stopped the malice, right? And is keeping Link alive maybe? Yeah, see? Lag's getting wise to the whole thing. Yeah, it's kind of well, there's that, but also if we go back in the first trailer, right? This hand thing that's holding down Ganondorf, where do we get a good shot of it? I think when it tries to grab Zelda. Let's see. So there it is right there, right? Like they're one and the same. Seemingly they're one and the same. This, right? So you've got this thing that is the same color and very similar to what Link has on his arm, but also in this earlier part of the trailer you can kind of see he's like covered in a dark kind of, I don't know, it looks like, you know, he got frostbite or something and all of that stuff is dead. You know, it looks like dead tissue. Right, like this There's so much info actually packed in here right after this. Like, they cut a lot of times. What even happened there? It's like the green stuff just sucked into his arm, right? From that other green energy arm. And he didn't have, or at least you couldn't see through the glow, any of the metal or mechanical golden stuff on his arm yet either. And like, what was that? I think that was maybe malice spewing out, and that's the hand arm green thing, and I'm pretty sure that's grabbing Zelda, right?
It looks like Link is either absorbing or causing the stuff.
Yeah, it's tough to say whether he's absorbing it or he's the one making it. It looks more like absorbing it, kind of.
And that arm might be Link's.
Oh, that green arm? I have a feeling it's gonna have something to do with like a god, you know, like a Hylian god or something. Probably similar to Phi, where it'll be a companion as well. That's kind of my thought with it, is it'll be like this Midna-esque Phi kind of hybrid sort of buddy partner for the game. All right, so that's the first one. And here's, yeah, this arm and that other one bear striking resemblance to each other for sure. And this is interesting. I know at the beginning I talked about like time travel stuff. This is like 100% confirmed, like a reversing of time on this object, which is super cool, right? Like, he makes it reverse in time, straight up. This thing is like a dragon head. There's so much going on in this trailer too, right? They show us a little bit, but it's like a dragon head thing. It's basically that Zonai head. It's very similar to what we were just looking at, if you can see it on stream. So it's very similar. Like, even I'm kind of shocked. Yeah, the rewind ability is crazy. I wonder if you're going to be able to do that with enemies, and if so, then this is probably going to be a Switch Pro game, team. Because I just don't think the Switch has the memory to do something like that.
I wonder if you're gonna have normal stasis in addition to that.
It's possible. We haven't seen a Sheikah Slate, and it seems like the power is coming from his arm. Like, you see it light up here, right? But it also kind of shines like the Triforce, you know, in the back of his hand. So who knows? Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, we know that it's definitely going in reverse. Then we got another like Zonai dragon head, and then this part. This is interesting because it's like, is this how you get up to the sky? Is by using these puddles or something? Or is like obviously maybe one of the more effective ways to get up there? Yeah, MGK. Like, it could be an extension of stasis, maybe? Like an advanced version of stasis? Or maybe even a more primitive version of stasis. It is how it could be explained. Where they didn't have the ability to actually stop things in time, but they could send them back. But yeah, it makes you think, like, if Link has the ability to send objects back in time with his arm, then who's to say that he can't send himself back in time as well, right? It's very interesting. It's very interesting. What I think most interesting is the pine cones, not eggs. Definitely not eggs. But yeah, it looks like it may be Zelda because of the long hair, but it's definitely... it's everybody's boy. He just got that long hair. It's kind of weird that we don't see him, though, from the front after the beginning of the trailer. But yeah, definitely that arm implies in technology, but also some kind of, like, I don't know, otherworldly energy. See, this is interesting too, because this doesn't I don't recall this being anywhere in this game. Like, let's go take a look. What side of Hyrule Field is that? What do you think? Is that sunrise or sunset? Yeah, I think it's sunset too. Because wait, where's the front part of that castle? It's worth pointing out too, and worth mentioning, that that stuff that I said looks like, you know, dead is also very similar, could be very similar in color to this Zonai like body paint that comes with the Zonai barbarian outfit.
But if we figured out if it was sunset or sunrise, what would that tell us?
Well, we could just get a look at the land and see what's there now and compare it. But yeah, I'm figuring that's probably like, I don't know, Lon Lon Ranch or something would make the most sense, at least. Soothe. It's alright, dude. We're gonna go see what's in the new game. You and us. He's got some cool stuff on him. Thank you, horse. See, perfect timing. Now it's daylight out. Beautiful. Get out of the way. I'm riding here. Okay, so we need to go a little bit more this way. I don't know if there's a way we can get there. Yeah, Breath of the Wild is like a must. It's an Elon must. Oh my lord, there's guardians here. Hi, friends. Bye, friends. Did he not even see me? What? What happened there? That's wild. Okay, this guy saw me. I don't know what makes him different from the guys that walk around. Oh, we went the wrong way. Ah, he's gone. You really had to do that, huh? Here, have one of these. Stop. Cease. No more functioning for you. Thank you for dying. We just wanted to learn. Stop. Sir, I want to learn. That's what I'm all about. Stop. Okay, enough. Enough is enough from you, sir. You don't get to walk no more. You can walk with 2 legs? Impressive. We didn't come here for this. We just wanted to learn. We just wanted to learn. Horse, we need to leave. Leave my horse alone. So I think it's somewhere up here. Now that we're finally here. The castle looks so different with these giant pillars in front of it. Okay, no. Okay, this is the place. Yeah, this is definitely the place. I think maybe a little bit further up? Somewhere around here. You're gonna be amazed when I show you. You're gonna be amazed. Okay, check this out. Here is in Breath of the Wild, and here is in Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. What do you think? Can you see it? It's identical, nearly. Maybe a little bit further up there or something. So actually, from what I can see, not much has changed. Not much has changed at all. I mean, other than the castle and the pillars, not much has changed. There's no tower off in the distance in the trailer, but yeah, there's that building, the 3 silos, the other building beside it, and it doesn't look like they're any different than what we're seeing here in game right now. I think you're right, MGK. Yeah, interesting. I don't know about the pine cones. That's still probably something worth looking into a bit more. I would call this a W, being able to find the exact spot from the trailer. I'm sure other people have done it already, like days ago. You know, still pretty cool that we're here and we found it. Oh, I see. It's a little bit further. I was gonna say that shot in the game here is a little bit closer to the water.
I'm hoping the fact we've seen multiple caves means we get actual dungeons.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well that's actually an interesting point you bring up, like, about dungeons, is I do believe there are going to be dungeons. And I think it'll be a more traditional kind of Zelda, like 7 dungeons and then your final dungeon. Now, why would I say something like that? Well, check this out. This shield that Link is wearing has 7 triangly Triforce bits on it. Maybe something to do with the 7 sages. Even if not, it's just something that the series likes to do. And maybe they're going to return to it. And it's tough to say, because I don't like about these islands coming up out of the ground from Hyrule. Like the trees don't necessarily all match. I guess it depends. We have to see more. But yeah, there's that other part where he's fighting the the underground dude, which people have seemed to interpret as we're gonna have dungeons. This part here. So people are just like, oh yeah, there's gonna be like caves, underground dungeons, but like this could be inside of one of those sky islands, you know? Doesn't necessarily mean it's an underground dungeon.
7 hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, MGK, is that they reverse that pattern there. You know, we get a whole 7 dungeons, that would be really cool. So yeah, I think it was a little bit closer to here. It's a little bit further back yet, but this is not bad. That's it. And let's go take a look. Like, what is this, Lon? Yeah, I would say so. Especially with these buildings the way they are. What are these? They're broken up stuff. So yeah, it is gonna be pretty much the exact same map from the looks of it. Because these are the 3 things right down there in the bottom. Well, I don't think it would be a prequel, but I think there may be some like back in time mechanic, but perhaps maybe not. I don't know. It's tough to say, but it is fun to speculate, isn't it? Let's keep going in this way. Let's see what else is of interest. So in the picture here, I'm looking at it. Where's the broken walls here? Yeah, this is actually kind of crazy. Now I'm going to put this picture up on the screen again for you to look at, but I think that this guardian that I'm standing in front of, you can actually see in the trailer. So down here, you see the walls, it's broken, and there's this one little figure in front of the wall. Is that the Guardian that I'm standing in front of?
With all these themes of time, I wonder if the island's map and the main botw map will be separate places you can visit independently rather than happening at some point in the game.
Yeah, I think it'll be somewhat progression based. Like you can see, here, I'll show you this part from the trailer, like where you start as like the puddle and then you get lifted up into the sky. Like that seems to be the mechanic for getting up there, perhaps. Although I feel like the way I kind of see it is that these islands in the sky are going to be similar to shrines, but the puzzle to it will be getting to the actual shrine, like how to get up there. I don't know, because that isn't enough to justify making a game, right? So there's got to be more meat and potatoes than that.
Yeah, and since these islands were elevated from the ground, you can probably access the underground from the holes left by those islands.
Yeah, with the three different worlds, that would be really cool. I don't think that is actually the Guardian. It could be, but it's probably more likely whatever this is. No, I don't think it's... No, it's definitely not this. This doesn't look to even be in the second trailer. But whatever that shadow is in the second trailer is clearly on the right-hand side of this path. So it can't be that Guardian. Like, it's just not that. It does look kind of Guardian-shaped, but it's not. Even that tree back there, probably kind of tough to see on the stream. In between the walls, the one with the taller part on it, just down here. I guess maybe you'd see it better if I was showing it to you in the game. So you see the tower up there. Stop. And here's the road, right? So whatever that silhouette is in the trailer, it's on this side of the road, so it can't be that guy. But that tree back there, like it is the exact same. Like Castletown is a wasteland still in the trailer. Let's go take a look. Yeah, nothing has changed in Castletown. But yeah, that's a bad sign. Well, I don't know if it's a bad sign or not, that this part hasn't changed at all. Like, this is a part that I would actually really like to see change on the map. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. Do you think is there any like pine cone symbology in this game anywhere? I can't think of any, but there very well could be. See, those Ganon pillars aren't there in the trailer anymore, which is like cool with me, but where did they go? This is pretty cool, actually finding the spot. Oh, look at those birds up there. This game is incredible. Like, let's be honest. Look at that. That's incredible.
We also have to consider when Breath of the Wild 2 takes place after Breath of the Wild. For all we know, it could have just been 5 hours between the end of Breath of the Wild and finding Ganon shriveled up.
That's a good point. Well, it's been longer than 5 hours, probably, because the end of this game tells us that. Well, not in so many words, but you can kind of suss out that, more than 5 hours have elapsed, but you're still not wrong in your analogy. We really don't know how much time has gone on from the end of this game to the beginning of Breath of the Wild 2.